What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and fellow hobbyists? Welcome to this episode of On the Bench with Pete, and it's a joy to be back on the bench because I haven't been in my studio for well over a week now and I'm kind of chomping at the bit. I haven't been able to get any hobby stuff done for a long time, aside from a little bit of tower building, which you may have seen a video on that. And I'm in the process of doing another video on that, but this is On the Bench. This is the video series that you put on in the background whilst you hobby or paint yourself, or perhaps you just want to have some background noise whilst you're doing something else, like maybe driving, for instance, who knows. But the point is, you know, if you're hobbying with me, we can get some hobby stuff done. I use this for the more mundane tasks. I've got some today and I've got a lot coming up in the very near future. Do you remember those cosplay guns I was doing? I've got to finish those off, so that's good. First I want to show you, actually I want to show you my Barbarian from Reaper Bones that I got. Normally I'd do this as an unboxing, but he's on the bench, so let's just, before we do though, grab a cup of tea, coffee, whatever, bit of refreshment, paints, brushes, glues, models obviously. And let's try and finish these models of ours, or at least get some paint on them. So let's go to the bench, see what I've got going on. Hey guys, so welcome to the bench. So this is brand Oathblood Barbarian from Dark Heaven Reaper Bones, the Dark Heaven Bones series. I thought he'd be a really cool barbarian figure to add to my adventurers and stuff for D&D and whatever else, you know, that kind of thing. I just love it. I love the figure, so that's what I've got going on there. I'll just pop him away. Now I've shown you him. Right, so what do I want to work on? Well, I want to work on Magnus the Red, amongst other things. Let's see if we can get him in shot here. Might have to zoom out a bit. There. There we go. Right, so I'll put my glasses on, at least on top of my head. I've got this sword of his that I need to attach onto him at some point. I want to do some more finer work on that yet. What I want to concern myself with today are his horns and claws. Now this could take a while, because I've done a Xandri dust. Well, I've done a couple layers of Xandri dust on his horns. I've done Reikland flesh shade, heavier in some areas than others. So what I need to do is some Ushabti bone. That's the beginnings of the highlights, I think. Anyway, that's what I got to be doing. Now I've got to find some suitable brushes to which to do this. I think the Army Painter character brush will suffice just fine. Day of recording this, I actually went to Blackberry Castle yesterday. Beautiful day. Hottest bank holiday in, you know, since records began, whatever. But it was a hot day. And today it's overcast, there's a bit of rain in the air. And it's a bit chillier today. A bit more chilly today. A bit chillier? It's chilly today compared to yesterday. So yeah, I'm a bit meh about that. I'm sure that it will come back again though in all its glory. So Ushabti bone will be the paint I'm looking for first. Normally I can put my hands on this. Well, I've got Screaming Skull, which is going to be the next highlight, but I might not even get to that today. Ushabti bone, here we go. Yes, Ushabti bone. So we're going to be using that. I've got my little pots here. No, just checking to make sure I didn't have any oil in that one. My milk bottle top. So I've got, yeah, so that's what I'm going to talk about, and talk about what's going on in my life lately. Other than DIY and editing, not much, I'll be totally honest. So I'm editing a lot at the moment, and the end is in sight for, you know, Mrs. Mini Warzone's second book. I'm so looking forward to that. Can't wait for that to come out. When it does, I may consider doing it. Well, as if it's if people would like the idea, I may consider doing a giveaway as a hardback copy of the book. So maybe that's an option. I'm sure Mrs. Mini Warzone would agree to that. It's all exposure, isn't it? You know. But we'll see near the time if that would be something. I know that's not strictly wargaming related, although in the future, I'll tell you now because you're the people that I confide in, you know, that a miniature war game based on my wife's books would be phenomenal. I'd have to look into it, but it is something I will look at some point in the future. And I say some point in the future because, you know, I don't know when, but I think it will happen. Right, so I've got my paint thinned down. And what I want to do, I'm just going to come up a little bit here. Do a bit of a layer going on here, my layering. If I can get this right. This is what I want to do. Yeah, I think so. So applying these lines here. So yeah, so that's not a lot going on, but physically, man, has life been busy. Physically, gosh, haven't stopped. This is the first time I've stopped to allow myself to do some hobby in ages. Absolutely ages. So yeah. This is good. Liking this already. And sometimes it's just wondering what method you're going to use to layer something in. It's the horns on his chest that are going to take a while because there's a lot of recesses in there. Started watching Teen Wolf yesterday at the behest of my daughter, so we're giving that a go. just strikes me as just all being about a metaphor for puberty at the moment, like the whole lycanthropy thing, but that's how it's being portrayed. You know, like the difficulties of hitting puberty, they're, you know, likening it to the difficulty of realizing you've become a werewolf. So right, so now somehow I will do the same thing on these claws, I think. Anyway, I had a fantastic day yesterday at Blackberry Castle, reliving my childhood, because I used to go there a lot as a child with the family, meeting you know, other family members, and it was all, it seems such a long time ago now, but to me, 40 years, it's been 40 years like since I was there last, and I can't say it's like, you know, it's like no time has passed. It has, or like it was just like yesterday or something like that. That would be wrong to say that, but I do remember it well, and for me that's quite an achievement. The thing with Magnus as a model is he's got a lot of methods to hold him, but you need to keep changing the way you hold him. My brother has sold his house and he's hopefully moving. You know, and good luck to him. Hopefully they can get that sorted. I certainly hope so anyway. I know the heartaches of trying to move and all that encompasses, all the misery. Trying to get these nails. These nails are quite small here. So I enjoyed reading about what you're working on, particularly you, Mr. Kushwanada. He's working on an awful lot lately. Says he's not able to get much done, but he's getting more done than me, so hats off to you, sir. Well done. I just want to... Okay. Then we have the claws on the bottom of his toes. Call them toes. But, I want to be careful not to touch the dead space wolf beneath him. I say dead space wolf. Space wolves are hard, solid as nails, aren't they? He might not be dead. Just his arm, you know. The rest of him could still be operational to a degree. Who knows? I'm going to do my cracked earth basing as well on this, which will be good. So I think Magnus is going to be probably the most extensive or intricate model I've ever painted. Oh, I started watching Cobra Kai, the I just spotted a bit. I put some non oil on actually. The spin-off series from Karate Kid, but I have a problem. It's on YouTube Red, and we can't get YouTube Red here in the UK. Now, why is that? Because you know you don't need subtitles or anything like that. So what? Oh, and I'm prepared to pay for it handsomely. Why can't we get it? What is that all about, eh? YouTube Red, it seems. It's not available in the UK. And I love the Karate Kid. I love the original. I've seen them so many times. Right. Do this Shabty Boone on the chest ones now, whilst avoiding the recesses, he says. Yeah, so why can we not have that? Because you can get the first 2 episodes for free on normal YouTube, you know. But you can't watch any more than that. YouTube Red, when's it coming to England? Come on, man. So change that brush up. It's a bit too warm for my liking. That one. Change it to this one. Yeah, I want to watch Cobra Kai. From the 2 episodes I've seen, it's the best thing I've seen for a long time. Really well done. Just it's not even a revamp. It's just going back, a continuation of the story, and how 34 years later things have changed and the world has changed, and oh man, is it so well written. I love the nerds in it. I think they are absolutely brilliant. It's almost portraying, I mean, I don't know because I've only seen 2 episodes, but it's almost portraying Daniel in the role of asshole instead of Johnny Lawrence, whose life has turned to crud. So he wants to bring back the Cobra Kais and open a dojo, and Daniel's like, nah, not on my watch. But it's all right for him. He's doing incredibly successful. Really, he's got like a car franchise thing going, and life just seems to be all roses for him. Poor old Johnny. He's struggling with different things. There's a kind of dark humour that runs throughout it. With a lot of throwbacks to the 80s. I love it. I love that. It's just, like I say, it's just so well done. Yeah, this is the part which is just going to take me ages, and I knew that, which is why it's good to do this on the bench. I'm kind of running out of paint-alongs to watch. I'm having to rewatch. I'm rewatching ones that I've seen already. That's how desperate I am for paint-along videos. See, I don't mind listening to someone ramble whilst I paint, but I like the idea that they're painting as well, even better. I just find that, I don't know, oddly comforting. As opposed to they're just rambling, which is fine. I'm not saying that isn't. It's fine. It's got its place, and that's cool. But I prefer, like I'm going to say, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with rambling. I do loads of rambling videos, but when someone's painting as well as rambling, that's like, oh yeah, it's another level for me. They're my favourite types of video. So I could be doing DIY. It's not like I'm saying, oh, I'm gonna have a break from it, man. It's just I'm not getting any hobby done. I want to get some hobby done, and I'm gonna get some hobby done. So that's what I'm doing. And this is kind of intricate. So I'm doing it on the bench because this is going to take me a while. Just gotta be steady-handed as I can. There. So all I've seen is episode 1 and 2, Cobra Kai, and they bit the minute or minute and a half on the series, episode 3 and episode 4 for it. So if you got to pay for YouTube Red, well, sorry, that should have been before. You've got to pay for YouTube Red. Well, I would, but you don't let me because I'm in the UK. Man, I want YouTube Red. Why can't we have YouTube Red? So YouTube, want YouTube Red, because that series is just tops anything I've seen in ages. I mean, hopefully it'll come out on DVD at some point, and I'll be getting it then for sure. But I would like to watch it as it, as it comes out as well. There's talk of a series 2. For it. Oh, and that's my phone, which clearly I forgot to turn off or put on silent. So I'll have a check on it in a moment, make sure it's nothing urgent. Sometimes my wife likes to ring me on her lunch break, so if the phone should ring, I'll answer it, and then I'll cut this, and then we'll get back afterwards. I've done that before, and yeah, it seems to work out all right. Ah, man, this is gonna be so fucking careful. See, I've budgeted for this to take up all of On the Bench. No, I don't know if it will. I've got other things I can do. Well, I'll tell you what I'd like to see in the Karate Kid. Just in case there's, I don't know, some rare off chance, weird moment that some of the, or the Cobra Kai rather, just in case of the weird off chance that some of them might be into this hobby and might happen to be watching my video now. Hey, stranger things have happened, right? Not knowing how the story goes, I would like to see a bit of rivalry between Johnny and Daniel to start with, and then, I don't know, have to team up in the end and work together to face some other rivalry. I don't know, some other idiot that comes on the scene or something, I don't know. Yeah, that would be my choice, and then be like, yeah, they used to be kind of like blood enemies almost. Now they're working together. Cool. Be like a turnaround, and I don't know. You need I don't know, something to honour the memory of Mr. Miyagi as well. That's what I think. That's how I think it should go. If any of my friends in the US are as nostalgic as me, enjoyed The Karate Kid when it came out, watch Cobra Kai. Fantastic. You know, and tell me what happens in it, because I can't watch it. I don't mind the spoilers. I'm going to watch it anyway if I can at some point. You know, whether it comes out on DVD or whatever. It's got to, surely. But even if, you know, someone just gave me a bit of a breakdown on what happens and some of the characters in it. I don't want to know what happens to Miguel and, you know, all this. And do the school nerds, do they play any more part in it? Because they were cool characters. I enjoyed them. Their banter was brilliant. The soundtrack is amazing as well. Typical 80s. But I don't think some of the music's done by Airborne, which is not 80s, is it? I remember when I first heard them in my friend's car, like, who is this? Sounds like AC/DC. He's like, oh, this is Airborne. Well, like, wow. Oh, Magnus, let me down. Yeah, so hopping around from subjects again. Going back to Teen Wolf. Yeah, what have we seen? 2 episodes. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. It's a good old laugh. Bit of a jolly romp. Doesn't take itself too seriously, which I like. You know, I hate those shows that take themselves too seriously. It's like, oh, we're, you know, if it was like, we are a werewolf program for young adults. We're going to deal with this in a sensible and proper way. Well, you can't, can you? That sounds like my phone's telling me something's ending on eBay. There. Well. I'll put some bad and black on the tips of these in the same manner. Right, sip of tea time. It's just the right temperature now. So, have I missed anything? Nope. Put my phone on vibrate. Yep. There we go. So what? We are halfway through. Wow, already. So I'll be looking for a Bad and Black. I have one out. That's cool. So I'm going to put some Bad and Black on the tips of these horns on his head. And I'm going to use this lid. Want it quite thin down. Okay. Now, so employ, I think that's the right word I want to use. Similar technique. Now, I think after this I might go to the base, so let these horns dry off, cure a bit more. But yeah, Teen Wolf. My daughter is saying she's very excited that we are watching it, because I suppose it is a more of an adolescent kind of program. But we're open-minded folks, we'll give anything a go. Like I say, doesn't take itself too seriously. That's fine with me. Just gotta get the angle right, Mr. Magnus. Magnus the Red. There. There. That's what I'm talking about. Now, to do something I was talking about on my P&Q, I believe. I was talking about talking to the model. This is what I mean by it. I will sit him down, just stare at the model and think, right, what am I going to do from here? What colours am I going to use? Where am I going to go? Thing is, doing the base, the cracked earth, will be the last thing I do, because I won't be able to hold him by the base once that's on. So, anything else I could do in the meantime? Don't really want to do this Screaming Skull just yet. That would be the obvious next highlight. Colour on you Shabty Bone would be Screaming Skull. Pop into one side a moment. Let's go on to this chap here. No, it's ethereal. Obviously I shall be painting him. Will I be spraying him or not? No, I don't think I will. Well, yes, I will. I mean, what I meant was, will I be hand priming him? No, I don't think I will. Right, this chap here, then, he needs a lot of work. Right, so let's get our brushes out. See, Magnus the Red. I was hoping to get the claws and whatnot done. Maybe I still can. If I can do one thing on this chap, and then I can come back. I can come back to Magnus. Righty then. I think it was Kislev Flesh. How about that? Kiss of flesh. What I'm going to do, put a bit in here. And I want it quite thin, so a bit of water. We'll try this Scepter Gold brush. I haven't used that in a while. So really it's just about tidying up. Here, yes. I think this brush can do it. Yeah, it's tricky sometimes knowing what exact brush to use. That's looking better anyway, I would say. Yeah. Some highlights on here. Might keep that black, I don't know. I think he's good. Right, I think I'll be able to come back to Magnus now. So obviously going to need to zoom out and come in, Mr. Magnus. There we are. Screaming Skull. Use this pot. Now, Screaming Skull. This is going to be a basic highlight. I'll do the same sort of thing on the horns with it. I think I'll need some retardo with this, because this might take me a while. Oh heck, I just spilt paint all over my top. And that, folks, is why. Ugh. That's why you need an apron. Thankfully though, I already had paint on this shirt, but sadly, not quite that much. This is like a painting shirt. I mean, look at the state of this. Goofiness on the camera. Look at the state of this. Look at it. Look. Paint all over it. From one of these blasted lids. I hate these lids, I hate them. Oh, I should put this in the wash after. It'll come out the wash. Mrs. Mini Warzone, when she sees it, either taking it out of the washing machine or the tumble dryer, will give me probably a long hard look. And she won't have to say anything. I'll just be like, yeah, about that. This is my posh painting or camera painting top, if there is such a thing. Vince Venturella wears an apron sometimes when he's painting, and that is probably the excellent idea. Right. So, I've got some paint on my thumb as well. Well, this will be going in the wash straight after, not that it will come out, but I think we'll go back to the character brush. For this, we'll start on the upper horns here. Well, I say horns and more like claws. Yeah, that was I guess that was an accident waiting to happen. Oh well. You live and learn. Actually, I do like this shirt, so I'm going to probably see if I can get a new one. At some point. So you see me have an accident, painting accident on camera. Here's a question for you. Tell me of any painting accidents you've had. You know, obviously, I don't mean, life or death stuff. I mean, stuff like it's just happened to me. Have you ever spilt paint on you, like on carpet? I've done it on the carpet before. I tipped a whole pot of Carabao Crimson onto the carpet once. Oh my word. It was not a good sight. I can tell you. Yep. I have an old cardigan. The trouble is the zips broke that I used to use for painting. It was ideal. Well, at least looking at it this way, it's one less shirt to iron, isn't it? But yeah, if you've got any stories of painting accidents, make me feel better. Make me feel like at least I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one, am I, guys? Please tell me I'm not. I mean, that was just plain dumb what I did. Because you think, oh, it won't happen to you. But it did. And so that's what happens when you think you're immune. I was wrong. Some of these are quite awkward to get to. I'm glad he's not a metal miniature though, because boy, I would be having some serious aches and pains if he was. He'd be heavy. He's quite substantial even as a plastic model, you know. Right, now it's just the claws on his feet to do. I think after this I'm going to apply the cracked earth. Yes, I'm going to do that because it's been so long. I know it'll make the video longer, but it's been so long since I've had any hobby time. I want to do more than usual. And that's the thing, you don't know how long it's going to be until the next hobby session, do you? Sometimes. So you want to make is it make hay while the sun shines or something like that? What's that saying? Making hay while the sun shines. In fact, I think that's what I'll call this episode, even though it's not shining. Make hay while the sun shines. Yeah. People are like, what the hell are you on about? He's lost it. But that's okay. So, those of you driving, hope you're having a safe journey and a relaxing one. When you're watching this or hearing this for the first time at least, or on the day it comes out, it'll be Wednesday, so you know, halfway through the week. Don't worry guys, it won't be long. Right, there we are. Now I'm going to apply the cracked earth, because I think, at least in my mind, that will progress me on a bit, even though, you know, it isn't really, but We're over the halfway mark now, at least with him. Right, so technical paint, granite earth, that's what I need. That's what I'm going to use. A granite earth. And I'm going to apply this straight out the pot. Brush am I going to use? This one, I think. Yeah. Right. So, guys, I must remember to clean these after in the appropriate soap. So, granite earth. I forgot how soft this paint was. Apparently the thicker you apply it, the better it cracks, which is obviously what I am aiming for. I'll do the skulls after the cracking effect, if I get any on these. Yeah, so what I will do then, because when the granite earth, you get that cracked effect, it looks quite bland. So what I will do is I will dry brush it with a Baden black after. Now, see what I mean about not being able to touch the base very well. Cracks as it dries, you know. It's that's the type of, it's got that crackling medium in it. Kind of surprising myself with this little bit of granite earth I got here though, as to how much it is actually covering. The like I say, the key is not to be too sparing with it. You don't want to do, you want to blob it on, then it will crack better. Then you're in business. Once I've done that, I can apply more skulls on top of it afterwards. there. Sorry, I didn't realise I was still filming, actually. Hope you managed to talk amongst yourselves a lot there. Right, this is what I've done. Maybe I should put some music on for that bit. The base has got the Agrellan earth on it. We're finished now. I'll zoom out a little bit there. The horns and the claws are done. As far as I'm concerned, they're done. I'm going to work on the book and the haft of his staff next. Obviously, I can't do anything now until he's thoroughly dry here, and then when it's all cracked, I'll dry brush the base in black, and then I'll seal it. Well, I'll do the edge and then I'll seal it, and that's what I'm going to do. So no more work on Magnus the Red today. So I'm going to end it here. Right, thank you once again for joining me on this on episode of On the Bench. Sorry about the ending there. I totally zoned out. Do you ever do that? I zoned out and I forgot the camera was on and I was recording and whatever else. It's been so long since I've done it. I think I'm just not used to it. But anyway, I'm super impressed with the amount of work I've got done here today, and I'm happy with that. Hope you've got loads done too. And yeah, remember, all brushes lead to what? And I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now, folks. Bye bye.